literally, it's like I can't stop. Like I say I'm gonna stop, but I can't stop. It's like cue up after 7, can't stop. You know I can't stop, I can't stop. How I feel. I'm digging on you, you're digging on me, we're digging on we. It's like I can't stop buying shimmer palettes, okay? So if my voice cracked right there, just excuse me, okay? Side note, I love 90s R&B, I love 80s R&B, I love early 2000s R&B, I love hip hop, I like the ratchet music too. So I just wanted to throw that little tidbit in there by myself. But I'm a super fan of Babyface and Toni Braxton, and you know, after 7 is, you know, the whole Edmonds family, Babyface's brothers and stuff. So anywho, we got 3 looks on Adept Cosmetics Plain Jane Remastered. So that's why I said I can't stop, because once again, it's an all shimmer palette. And I said, what? I'm not buying any more shimmer palettes. But here I am. I have an all shimmer palette. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. Hey guys, this is Ashley. Welcome on back to my channel. So as I just mentioned, I have 3 looks using the Adept Cosmetic Plain Jane palette. I have not taken the plastic off of my palette. Nope, not sure when I'm going to get there. But this is what this gorgeous baby looks like. Now this is actually the remastered version. I do not own the first one. I do not own the anniversary one. So when she said she was coming out with the remastered palette, I was like, yes, that is something I would like to do, okay? That was something I would like to purchase. So this palette actually retails for $58, but let me just go ahead and introduce myself in case you are new to this channel. So if you are new here, welcome. And if you're old and but goodie, welcome on back. My name is Ashley. I have a doctorate in pharmacy. I love makeup. That's how you get Dr. Ash in her makeup. And eyeshadow is my jam. It is one of my favorite things to talk about, hence why I'm so excited. And please just call me Ash or Ashley. So, like I just mentioned before, the Plain Jane Remastered, it actually, let me see, it released, let me see, about was it 2 weeks ago? Let me check. You know, I be putting this stuff in my calendar. It's sad, but you know, that's just how we have to roll. Yeah, so this palette actually released like 2 weeks ago on Saturday, January 29th. And all the times were actually posted on the Instagram account. So the palette retails for $58. And like I did mention before, this is actually the remastered version. So the Plain Jane palette was like one of the very first shimmer palettes to actually hit the market. So that really just had their finger on the pulse when it came to these shimmer palettes, because if I could say anything, 2021 was definitely full of all shimmer palettes, but Plain Jane actually came out at the very tail end of 2020. So since this palette is actually remastered, there are a few repeat shades, okay? So this particular shade, which is ACI 12, actually came from the anniversary palette, and we have, let me see, I'm going to point them out. We have here, 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 and here. And then I mentioned here, these shades are actually repeat shades. So it appears that the new shades in this palette would be here, 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 and here. Okay, so like I said, I have 3 looks for you. There are a new formula when it comes to this palette. There says there are going to be 3 multi-chromes, and this is actually coming from the Adept Cosmetic website, which is ACI 1, 2, and 12, and there's 1 multi-chrome topper, which is ACI 10, and then we have 2 shimmers, ACI 3 and 4, and there are actually 6 shades that are sheer duochromes. So what is great about these palettes, if you're one that likes to deconstruct your palettes, put them in magnetic, make new palettes, new color stories, these pans are magnetic and removable, and they contain approximately about 1.5 grams of product, or is equal to like a 23 millimeter magnetic pan. So the total weight of this palette is actually 16 grams. I love how metallic this is. Yes. So I'm talking about the packaging. So now it is actually vegan leather. leather. So all other packaging has actually been vegan leather, so you don't have to worry about that. I do have the plastic coating over my palette, and it is upcycled and plastic and faux leather, okay? And then you have the packaging on the inside is actually upcycled paper, and it's dyed using a plant-based dye. So if you are concerned about the environment, as we should all be, you know that this palette is actually cruelty-free and vegan and recyclable products. Once you open the palette, it is good for 12 months. And if you keep your makeup in a cool, dry area, usually you can hang on to products like this a lot longer. Some other things I would like to mention about the formula, like I did mention before, the formula is new when it comes to this palette. It is an all shimmer palette once again, and there are sparkly pigments. There are no pressed glitters in this palette. I love that. I do not really care for pressed glitters at all, and there are no BHT, parabens, or white oil in this product. And the palette does actually contain talc. If you want a full list of the ingredients, they are in depth actually on the website. As far as I can tell, there are no warnings when it comes to this palette. It just actually just says if you have any type of eye irritation, to go ahead and discontinue use if you have any type of rash. And then as far as the palette being made, it was made and assembled in a SA 8000, ISO 9001, ISO 22716 GMP certified lab located in Shanghai, China. And they actually have a picture on the website. When you go underneath shop and you go into details about the palette, there is actually a picture here of the lab. Actually, I should do you better. I'll just post the picture here so you can see, you know, where the product was made. So, like I said, I have 3 looks. We'll just go ahead and get started with the looks. And we're going to talk about my thoughts on the way, and then we'll wrap up with some final thoughts at the very end. All right, let's go ahead and get started. My eyebrows are filled in using, you know, Old Faithful. This is the Goof Proof Pencil by Benefit Cosmetics, shade 3.75. I went in for primer with my Glam Shop primer, and this is in the shade Honey Cake. And for the mattes in this particular look, we're going to go in with the Blend Bunny Cosmetic palette. And this is the Dollhouse palette. This is her newest release. And it's more neutral mattes in this one. So let's jump in. Okay, so at this point, I don't know if I like this eye. It's not the shadows at all. It's just my color selections. I want to see if I can intensify a few things. So I'm going to wipe this off. I'm going to reprime and lay it down with some glitter glue and see if that helps. Because, yeah, the shadows are really pretty. The shadows are super smooth. This I do like. But let me just try this. All right, I am back and here are the two looks. I love them. And there is something to be said about when you show mistakes, okay? Because this eye, as you saw, it was just not going the way I wanted it to go. And it wasn't the shadows, but everything was just kind of merging into each other. There wasn't any separation of color. I was trying to make it work. And it was like, you know what? I'm going to start again. So using the glitter glue with this really helped amp up the shadow, really helped bring out the pigment and the base of the shadow. And as you can see, it is just gorgeous. I am slightly getting, with this red and this plum, I'm getting kind of like, what is it, Bronze Seduction, Mothership 5 vibes, because, you know, Blitz red right there. But I love these looks. And this shade right here, what is this? This is ACI 11. And ACI 11 is actually a repeated shade. And this is a repeated shade also. So it looks like at this point I have used all repeated shades, but I don't have this palette. So to me, I'm just digging in, jumping in. And the looks are beautiful. Now, I would say now we have ACI 12, which is the look I have right here. This shade is beautiful, and I used it, and I swatched it right before I used it, and I was like, okay, I'm going to use it. And then I thought about it, and it's like, okay, it's beautiful. There's nothing wrong with the shade. This palette, the Plain Jane palette, was like one of the first of the shimmer palettes. But this particular color is the color we have seen before, like, you know, that pinky shadow with the kind of green flip. We have it in Divine Rose too. I mean, we just have it kind of everywhere, but I love it. The formula is really, really nice on here. I went in on the inner corner with either ACI, what is it? ACI 11 or 6. And I don't remember which one I went in with, but I love how I kind of gave that blue flip, and this is actually more iridescent. So you have ACI 6, these two that are more iridescent. I can't figure out which one I used, just to be honest. So I love these looks. They are just so beautiful. This shade, I think I already just said it, but yeah, ACI 1. Okay, so ACI 1 right here. So wait a minute, I don't think 1. Okay, so actually this is a new shade right here. I think this shade is gorgeous. It is just the right type of pink for me, you know what I mean? And it's duochrome. Look at that. So this is actually a new shade, yeah. because I'm reading this directly from her Instagram post. So that is ACI 1. And so, yeah, that is a new shade because ACI 11 is down here. Yeah, okay. So cool. I did use one shade that is new, but really, really stunning. For my face details, I went in with my Marc Jacobs. This is the Shameless Youthful 24-Hour Foundation right here. I took the Water Jelly Primer by Huda, kind of like in a little rolling project pan that I have going on. I took my Gucci bronzer right here. You guys are no stranger. I kind of use the same complexion products. And then I decided to go in with Love Interest Blush by Pat McGrath. I took the highlighter in the shade Golden Nectar by her that I have to carefully kind of hold up because, you know, she had an accident. I just keep repressing her. But let me tell you something. First of all, how about getting my money's worth out of these next two products, okay? Like, I have my Extreme Black Liner by Pat McGrath. It's probably more cap than liner, but she is still creamy. She is still going on. So I want to keep using it, okay? And then, honey, I am like scraping for this. So it doesn't make any type of sense. But look, getting all my money's worth. And then Glace Bite Beauty. So apparently I have this in a crayon and like the reformulated one. Look the same. Oh, and then for my liner, I went ahead, I'll put all this down in the description box. So I went in with Bumble. This is by ColourPop, and it's just a nice little liner to kind of match it. I got it in that, it was like a buy one, get one set that they had around National Lipstick Day, and it was like you got new lip liners and a bunch of red lip liners, and it was like 10 lip liners in each. And I actually keep my lip liners in here, so if you're looking kind of like to repurpose something, like they fit so well because I had so many from buying that bundle. I didn't want to, you know, put them in with my other lip liners. I was like, I won't be able to find anything, so I keep them in here. So if you're looking for something to do with this. So I love these looks. This is my favorite. Okay, let's jump in with the third look. All right, I am back, and this is the third and final look. I love it. I just had to go in with this beautiful neutral shade. It was really calling my name, and this champagne shade is just so stunning. Every once in a while, I do like a good neutral, like a good gold. I do a lot of bold stuff on camera. I do a lot of bold stuff going to work, but I definitely appreciate the right type of neutrals. And this shade is so stunning. This is actually a new shade. So this is the shade ACI 3 right here. And it is beautiful. And it has somewhat like a little duochrome shift to it. It is simply stunning. I don't want to waste it. I'm just going to like put it up here. Even though, let's be real, I'm about to take these looks off. It's 9:30 at night, but the point is, it's so beautiful. And this is just, I feel like this is a palette where you can just get a lot of different use of. I say this all the time with the shimmer palettes. You have a lot of one and done shades in here. You just pair with your mattes, like how I went in with the Blend Bunny Dollhouse palette because this one has more neutral shades in it. But the formulas in here are just so beautiful. Now, I did not use every shade. There's a green, there's a blue. Some of these shades are toppers. There's more of a purple. But I tried to give you guys some complete looks. This one is just kind of the one where I just like, okay, one shade. Also, the shade down here, which is actually ACI 12. And so a correction for this particular shade. This particular shade was present in the anniversary sale or the anniversary edition of the Plain Jane palette. So I don't think it was actually a part of the original one. And then I also wanted to correct because I used the shade, these two shades, and these two shades were new shades completely to the remastered palette, and that was in the second look. I did not have my glasses on when I was trying to read these, so the eye I was confusing for like 11 or anything like that, but that is not the case. So that was ACI 1 and ACI 2, new shades. This particular shade 3 is a new shade also. I just think like this palette is so stunning. There are a couple of shades that's like, yes, I have them in my collection, but this shade right here is beautiful. The red shade, it does have more of like a different flip to it versus like the Blitz red that I'm thinking about from Mothership 5. This shade is stunning as well. And I just feel like you can get a lot of different use out of this particular palette. I did go ahead and put like small little dots so I can know what shades were in the last palette because it was driving me crazy trying to figure it out, and I wanted to like accurately tell you guys. I think the packaging is beautiful. I love the rose gold packaging. I still have like all the plastic on it. Even a moment ago, I just kind of took this part off. It came laid across the palette pans like this. There is a film on the mirror, but I love the packaging. I love how we do the faux leather. I really appreciate that. That is a vegan leather, so you don't have to worry about that. But it gives the palettes like, I feel like a little bit more specialness to it. And I love how metallic they are. Maybe I'll just go ahead and take it off, but you know, not right now. But it really just gives it a nice vibe. It makes it look very sleek, and you just kind of know like what color story you're picking up when it comes to these palettes that she does, and I really appreciate that. Unfortunately, when I'm talking about this palette is currently sold out at the moment, but you know, I think hopefully she'll have another restock of this palette. Like, her restocks do very well, and that's one thing, like, I get it when it comes to indie brands because they are small brands where it's usually like one person. They're incurring all the debt that the brand has to have, and they're just trying to make it work and try not to put themselves in bad financial spots. But then as a consumer, it just kind of sucks because it's like you always have to kind of wait for these palettes to come in stock. And then especially for me, it's like if I'm showing a palette here and I'm telling you it's out of stock, it's like, you want that instant gratification. You know, you want to be able to go ahead, purchase the palette. Now, I do know that this one did kind of linger around for a couple more days and you were actually able to purchase it. So I feel like she had a few more units of this palette, which was actually great because usually the launches are so crazy when it comes to Adept Cosmetics. I'm literally like, all right, order, okay. You know what I mean? Like, even with the Amulet New, I forgot there was even like a deep or dark version and a light version where the dark had the blue in there. I was just like, hey girl, can I get the dark? I was rushing. I was trying to make sure you didn't sell out, you know? So I definitely understand the pre-order situation, but it just, I understand it, but I don't like it. You know what I mean? It is what it is because I want to be able to go ahead and show you guys things. And, you know, if you're sitting here watching the video, you're like, oh, I love that. I want to pick it up. So hopefully she'll be able to get to a point where it's like that because she definitely has quality products. I know she's making her website more accessible for people who are handicapped. And I actually do look like I see some of that there on the website here. And I know that that was an issue in the past, but looks like she is taking steps to actually correct that. And so once I tap that little help button, all of this actually, can you see it? Yes, all of that came up for people who have trouble looking at the screens or might be legally blind. So I do appreciate that. It's dyslexia friendly. It has pause animations. I actually kind of appreciate sometimes the pause animations because I don't know. Sometimes I don't have epilepsy or anything, but I just notice sometimes with if things are moving back and forth too much, like it will cause me to be like, oh, okay, make my eyes hurt, make them nauseous, make myself nauseous. So it's a lot of different functions on this, and you can also change the website to different languages, which is really great. So it looks like she has definitely taken a lot of steps to improve the quality of her brand. So I do appreciate that. And then, so if you're looking for any of these palettes, make sure you go ahead and put your email address into the website. You can get updates when the palettes are on the way. You also want to make sure you follow her on Instagram. I feel like that's where I get most of the up-to-date information about the brand. And I feel like that's true for any type of brand or business in this day and age. It's like, you want to know what's going on, you go to their Instagram, you know. So I really do love this palette. I'm really happy to have this in my collection. You know, like I said, I do have a couple shades that's going to repeat, but this just kind of finishes off my little Adept collection that I have. But I did pass on the original Plain Jane palette, but I'm very happy to have the remastered one. So I think it fits me well. So let me know down below which look you love the most. I would say my favorite look was the look that was like trial and error, which was the second look right here, where I had to like take it off, put it back on. And it's just, I like putting those type of mistakes in the video so you can see, like, yeah, I be having problems. It don't be all gravy. It do not be all sweet, okay? I be having to fix stuff. Like literally today, I did my makeup for work and I used the GlamLite Dirty Martini palette. And I was like, this is cute. And I got to work and I was like, why do I look weird? My eyeshadow looks good. I had no mascara on. And I don't even have no eyelashes. So it was just looking weird. Have you ever like... So down below, tell me your favorite look and tell me a makeup mistake like you just forgot and you were like, it's cute and you're rushing and then you get to wherever you're going and you're just like, now how did I forget to put on mascara? So now I'm just looking weird, okay? You know? So let me know down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Hit the notification bell so you know when I come out with another video, which will be very soon. I got a lot of content, y'all. I got a lot of stuff pre-filmed. I got a lot of stuff rolling around in my mind. I just need more time to execute, okay? But subscribe to my channel because you know I would love to have you here in my little makeup family, and we are growing. So thank you to all the new subscribers. And since there are a lot of new subscribers here, you might not know the origination or the origins of the chair dance. So in my very first YouTube video, which I did on Mothership 5, Pat McGrath, you know I love Pat McGrath, okay? I was so thrilled that I completed my video, okay? So the very first time I shot my video, I shot it and I was like, okay, the content is great, but I'm not in focus. So I had to redo it. And so when I redid it at the end, I was like, I did it, I did it, I did it, I did it. And now it's really just elevated because I'm a whole dance move, dance party. I dance on my 2 feet, okay? All the time. But right when we on camera, we dance in the chair. So you already know what time it is. It's time for the chair dance. Hey, chair dance. Hey, 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 chair dance. Chair dance. Chair dance. Chair dance. All right, y'all. Bye.